A thick red liquid rolled down to Evan's right cheek. He wiped it with his hand covered with bruises and rubbed it between his fingers. The room was filled with his mother's chaotic and worried steps. Her breath was going off and on like nylon light that hangs on the kitchen ceiling. "What a poor child," she cried. His eyes were watching her as she displeased to the living room with the same worried steps. When she came back, she was carrying that box which he used to see in these kind of situations. The box with the red cross. His mother, Samantha, took a gaze and a bottle from the box. "Ouch! Mom, it stings!" he screamed. Samantha didn't stop, but she continued with her work. "It's for cleaning, honey, so the germs would die and won't cause any trouble." "I know, Mom. You told me like 100 times." Evan's tough voice came interrupting her explanation. A faint smile appeared in her pale oval-shaped face, and her green eyes had a pitiful expression for a moment. She picked up the bandage and wrapped it around his head injury. "I'm not bad, Mom." Evan's rounded black eyes looked at his mother as they are seeking for usual comfort. She kneeled down to his head and gave him a soft and warm kiss. "I know, baby. I know." Evan's life was already hell when he born. People around him just hated him for no reason. He had never hurt others or said stupid things. He never expressed oblique thoughts to anyone. People hated him because he was Evan, the boy who will be like the devil himself, the old hex said when he born. Well, that's just nonsense. How could a chubby face like Evan be a demon? He's that kind of kid who is scared of butterflies and even his own shadow. He also let a wandering fraud escape from the house so his mother won't freak out and kill it. Just nonsense. He doesn't know who his father is. All he knew is his mother gets angry whenever he mentioned his father. He heard some of the boys who bullied him saying his mother was too weak to defend her soul, so she surrounded her soul to demon. He ripped her clothes and beaten her. For that, his grandparents didn't let her stay in the house and she moved to live alone. They said he was executed because, well, obviously he was a demon. Some said he ran away. But for 10 years old Evan, that crappy talk didn't get to him. He just loves his mother. He didn't have a happy childhood like other kids. Schools refused to let him attend classes. Kids didn't let him play in park and just have a good time with himself. Adults just ignored him. His grandparents didn't want to see him, and kids would throw stones at him when they see him. But all of that didn't matter. He has his mother by his side. The smell of creamy potato soup was good as always. His mother never forgot to make him his favorite meal even when she's tired. She served his plate. "Eat, baby. Before it gets cold," she said with soft voice. Evan put his spoon on the plate and ate. How could a boy who loves potato soup be a demon? He thought. "Thank you, Mom. It tastes great." He showed her the Snickey she adores. She sat her down beside him gently, like a queen. "Enjoy, darling." The bubbles of soap were flying everywhere. Evan kept rubbing his skin and cleaned that sticky dirt on his knee. He didn't want his mother to take him a bath. He's 10 years old. A man, as he thought. And he will do whatever he could, so his mother could have some rest. "Maybe I will become a rich man and make my mother happy." That old mean hex was jealous. She told everyone that I will become a bad person. Right? Evan smiled with that thought and whistled in joy. "I told you. I gave it to him yesterday and it didn't work." "Are you sure it is effective?" Then, Samantha was holding the phone and crying. She listened to the other side of the phone. "Are you sure?" Her trembling voice rose. "Okay. I will wait until tomorrow." "Yes, I did give him the exact dose you said. I mixed it with his food." Seconds of silence. "Yes, thank you." She hands up the phone. She covered her face with her trembling hands and she was crying in silence. "It will be okay. Just act normal. He will be happy with this." "I'm going to be happy." She was talking to herself. Everything was still. The living room was silent and the nylon light kept bright this night. Samantha was sinking in her memories. Being a single mother is not the problem. It's a problem when you left alone and hurt. Where he could be now, the one she trusted. Is he happy where he is now? She should listen to her parents. She knew he wasn't going to be hers, but she refused to listen to her mind voice. His fault. All of this is his fault. Lo, it was that ugly old hack's fault. She shouldn't say those things to a child. She couldn't stand seeing her child get all those bruises. And herself. The harassment at work, the looks at streets, and the long time spent alone. She wanted to be happy. Samantha grasped all the sun. Her eyes widened, and her hand reached out to her right side. She stood up with terror in her eyes, where she stared at her hand. When? Blood. Her mind was confused. She tripped and fell to the floor on her face. A bottle glass fell from her pocket and scattered on the floor. Help! Her tremulous voice came out. She heard steps coming closer. No. Run! Her mind was pushing for words and orders. However, her body won't move. Mom? Evan's hands were covered with thick red liquid, and his mother was lying still on the floor. It's okay. You will get used to it. Evan, he giggled.